What's happening, folks? And as promised, here's the my Tom Brady video, and this is just my thoughts after Tom Brady has decided not to retire like he should have been, right? Cause me, I feel, man, Brady should just when he won Super Bowl 53 and he defeated the Rams for the second time in his franchise history, right? Because he only defeated the Rams in St. Louis when they was the St. Louis Rams. He defeated them when they went back to LA, right? So for him to basically win 6 Super Bowls defeating the Rams, right, in Super Bowl 53, I would have thought he would retire then because he has nothing else left to prove. Okay? Let him ride out in the sunset like Peyton Manning was able to do, right? Got your ring and then just bounced, right? Like Strahan, like Ray Lewis, like all these other Hall of Fame runners, right? But no, that ain't the case, right? He wanted to still play out his contract, right? And then for him to lose to and then you lost to Mike Vrabel, you lost to your ex teammate, right? He lost to the Tennessee Titans, a 9-7 team in a wild card. Okay, so you think it'd be over. You think this guy had finally called it quits, but no, man. Like this, he wants to still play at 42 years old. Now let the record show that in the last 30 years, there have been no quarterback that have kept playing past 40 years old, right? You're not a kicker. Yeah, like kickers like Adam Vinatieri, they can get away with playing until they're 50 years old because a kicker it's illegal to touch them, right? The place kicker and the punter, those are the only positions where athletes can still play till they're like 50 years old. Because Adam Vinatieri is going on 45 himself. That man's almost 50 years old now, right? But for Tom Brady, man, I like come on now, man. You don't need to still be playing, right? You don't. Okay, you've had enough success. Your time is up. This is ridiculous, man. This is somebody who can't let the game go. He can't retire. He got to keep doing it. He act like football is the only thing left for him to do in his life. Right now, Buccaneers, out of all the places he went to get the Tampa Bay. Now, I'm gonna be honest, man. Tampa Bay really does not need another quarterback. There's really nothing wrong with Jameis Winston. Okay, and yeah, I for one thought that Winston was a bust. Okay, I was on board saying that Winston needs to go. Like he's not doing much. But as I go back and look at Winston's stats, right, and as I go back and look at their running backs, I come to find out that Winston's not the problem. You want to know what Tampa Bay's main issue is? That they don't got a running back, right? They'll not have a running back that could get you over 1,000 yards a season, right? The running backs they have from Peyton Barber on down, those guys are below average, okay? Those guys are second and third string guys. Those are not starting running backs at all, right? You're not a franchise running back if you can't at least get your team at least average 150 a game, at least 100 yards a game, right? You're not doing that. The problem with the Buccaneers is that Jameis Winston relied too much on the passing. Right, there was too pass heavy. They did not have a running back that could get them a first down and keep the drive alive. Right, they couldn't control the game because the key to winning games is time of possession. The Buccaneers' time of possession was horrible. Right, don't get me wrong. Now the defense actually wasn't that bad, but they had a problem closing out games. Right, because they have to rely too much on the offense. The defense got tired. That's the problem, dude. I told y'all that before. Right, as good as your defense is. Well, as good as your offense is, your defense can't shut nobody down, or your defense is too tired to finish games, you're not going to win. Okay? So the problem is when the Buccaneers was within 3rd and 1, right? 4th and 2, they couldn't even convert to get a first down because their running backs was not that good. That means their running backs only getting 3 to 4 yards a carry. That's unsatisfactory. And this is why Jameis Winston got picked off 30 times because again, he had to keep relying on trying to throw to Mike Evans. He had no running back to try to do play action with. He had no running back that he could mix up the defense, right, and keep the defense guessing. A good running back, folks, makes your offense balance because again, when you have a good running back, your defense got to focus on that running back and what the rusher is going to do. Especially if you got a running back that can catch in the backfield, right? My Cowboys have won Super Bowls off having a good running back, right? In Emmitt Smith. Right? Look at Terrell Davis, what he did for the Broncos. Through Terrell Davis, the Broncos were able to get the 2 back-to-back Super Bowls and win each of them. Right? That was Terrell Davis. Because John Elway had retired, this dude was still balling. Okay? Look at the Pittsburgh Steelers when they had Jerome Bettis. Look at the Steelers had Franco Harris, Jerome Bettis, right? Rashard Mendenhall. Okay? And even Willie Parker. The Steelers have won Super Bowls off their running backs. Okay? Yeah, I'm not taking nothing from Terry Bradshaw and Big Ben. Well, Terry Bradshaw's one of the greatest. Beanie Roth, I'm not taking nothing from him. But again, he had a good running back. That balanced out the offense. And then, matter of fact, look at Denver in 2015 when they defeated Carolina in Super Bowl 50. C.J. Anderson was a powerhouse. Okay? C.J. Anderson low-key carried Peyton Manning. All Peyton Manning do is give the ball to C.J. Anderson. He's gonna give you 11, 12 yards. That man was busting through the outfield, man. Busting through the backfield, right? Going through holes, trucking dudes, right? He was a powerhouse. That made it easier for Peyton Manning to get other guys, get his receivers open. Same thing with Brady, right? When Brady was in New England, he's had Corey Dillon, right? Kevin Falk, and then you've had Stephen Ridley that one year, Danny Woodhead, right? James White, LeGarrette Blount, Sonny Michel, Rex Burhead. These are good. These are solid running backs that Bill Belichick drafted. Why? Because they fit the offense that he's running. Okay? The problem with Tampa Bay is they haven't had a good running back since the days of Mike Allstott, right? Warrick Dunn, Cadillac Williams, and even Derek Martin. Derek Martin, before the injuries start setting in and his time got cut short by Tampa Bay, Derek Martin was showing full potential. Okay, Derek Martin was a sighting. That was another 1,000-yard back. Okay, Derek Martin almost got Rookie of the Year, if I'm not mistaken. I think he might have got Rookie of the Year or he was a runner-up, but the guy was doing good for them, right? That was right around the same time the Tampa Bay still had Josh Freeman, which, by the way, Josh Freeman was the last quarterback in Tampa Bay that got them to the playoffs. And that was in 2011 after they knocked off the defending Super Bowl champion New Orleans Saints. And I enjoyed that game too, right? Because that's when I was actually enjoying watching the Buccaneers. To see them beat New Orleans, that was exciting. Even though I was a Cowboy fan, the only time I was really cheering for the Buccaneers when Tim Brown was still signed over there, right? He was still part of the franchise. Cause that's my cousin. That's family. But no, I was always a Cowboy fan, but I supported him because of Tim Brown. Because Tim Brown left the Raiders and wanted to play under John Gruden. Because Gruden was the best coach he ever had. But still, the Buccaneers ain't been the same since. Right? And that's another thing, man. I don't know why Brady didn't choose to play under John Gruden, like I said in my other video when I did with him, right? Because again, man, Gruden knows how to coach a team. He knows how to build a roster. Now, I'm not taking nothing from Tampa Bay. They got a potential. They got a nice roster, but again, they need more weapons. Right? Because I'm telling you right now, man, if Brady gets injured next season, I'm telling you right now, Brady, there's a 90% chance Brady can get hurt now more than ever. Because again, man, the Buccaneers offensive line is not like New England's at all. They're not on the same level. Okay? Yeah, you wonder why Winston had 33 interceptions. Right? Because Winston had linebackers in his face. Okay? And that's obvious that the Buccaneers are banking on these next 2 years because they signed Brady to what was, I think, like $50 million in 2 years. Which is ridiculous because New England tried to give him the same amount of money. Right? New England was going to give him $30 million plus an extra bonus that would have equaled up to $50 million in his contract. Because that's how much New England cared about Tom Brady. Like Tom Brady owned New England pretty much. He owned Foxborough. He had the keys to the city. That man had diplomatic immunity. Right? Brady could do anything and anything he ever wanted was in New England. Right? He left that, right, to go over here to a lesser franchise. Okay? Like I said before, the Buccaneers ain't been the same since 2002. Okay? But my thing is, man, like the Tampa Bay is trying to bank on Brady. If he gets injured, the Buccaneers season is over. I'm telling you that now because the Buccaneers really don't have another backup. They only got one quarterback on the depth chart. They need to draft some other quarterbacks. They don't have nobody else. Jameis Winston is gone, right? And we seen that just the other day ago. I think it was like Sunday or Saturday. Jameis Winston basically said goodbye. He's out of there. Okay? Right? So you don't have a backup quarterback. I would have thought that they would have bought Brady on there and at least mentor Jameis Winston, but that's not the case. I guess they don't have money to pay two starting quarterbacks. All right? Now, speaking of Jameis Winston, let's look at these stats real quick. Right? Now, let's see. 2019, right? He has CMP percentage of 60.7, but just yards, 5,109 yards, right? That's more than what this is just as many yards as Patrick Mahomes had his MVP year, right? 33 touchdowns. Okay, 30 interceptions. I told you why he had 30 interceptions. He had no running back, right? They relied too much. They was too pass heavy. But your rating is 84.3. This is not a quarterback you let go. This guy's not Colin Kaepernick at all, right? This dude has 5,109 yards with a rating of 84.3. Jameis Winston is not the problem at all. Okay? I'm just telling you now. 33 touchdowns, he's not the issue. He's not the problem at all. This dude got yards that's Pro Bowl. That's Pro Bowl worthy, right? The only reason why I don't think Winston made the Pro Bowl because his team was 7-9. But James Winston's worthy of being an MVP. He's up there. Okay, these are MVP type numbers. Let's say James Winston didn't have 30 interceptions, then he'd be up there, right? But that's just an excuse. They not letting him go because he didn't have 30 interceptions. This team wanted Brady. I'm be honest. The Buccaneers wanted Brady. Right? They saw that Brady wasn't going to be a Patriot no more, so they tried to go after him. They probably already had a conversation before when the season started. They already had their mind on getting Tom Brady, right? No, they just want to find an excuse to let this dude go. No, anytime a quarterback has 5,109 yards with 33 touchdowns and a rating of 84.3, this is not somebody you release. Now, I'm be honest, right? If I'm Bill Belichick, if you really want to prove that he's really that good, because now this is going to be the golden question the next season, right? Who is responsible for getting New England 6 rings? Is it Tom Brady or is it really Bill Belichick? Now, I told y'all in my videos before that Bill Belichick was winning Super Bowls in the 1980s, long before he even got to New England, right? Because he was part of the New York Giants coaching staff, okay? Yeah, you're wondering why the Giants was the only other team besides Philadelphia that was actually able to beat him, right? Because they have history with Belichick. The owner has been around Bill Belichick for years when he was over there, right? So the owner already knows everything about Bill, okay? That's why Bill Belichick lost to a 97 Giants team, because of the history. They know him well. But getting back to the point, right? If Bill Belichick wants to prove how good he is, I'll take Jameis Winston. I understand you also got Cam Newton out there that you can also pick too, because Cam Newton is also a good choice. But if I'm New England and I'm Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick, I'm going after Jameis Winston. So it's basically Brady wants to play that game, right? He wants to leave there, right? He wants to still play. He gonna leave us, right, and go to Tampa Bay. I'm gonna pick up Jameis Winston, right? And if I'm Bill Belichick, I'm gonna take Jameis Winston because I'm gonna do you right now, right? The Patriots are still the better team than New England. Let's be like New England's still the better team than Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is nowhere near the level that New England is. Let's be honest, right? This is a team who's went through 3 different head coaches in the last 5 years. Coach K and Todd Bowles, Lovie Smith. Now, I believe Todd Bowles is the defense coordinator for Tampa Bay now, but you had Lovie Smith that got fired. And this is Lovie Smith who took the Chicago Bears to the Super Bowl, right? The first black coach to ever coach a Super Bowl along with Tony Dungy when he went back when Tony Dungy was on the Colts, right? So you let go Lovie Smith after a year. You fire him. You bring in Coach K for 3 years. He did absolutely nothing, right? You just let go James Winston. It's not his fault. What the Buccaneers should have did, right? They should have went after Devontae Freeman, since he's a free agent, right? I'll tell you, they need a running back down there. They need a Todd Gurley, right? You need Ezekiel Elliott. You need a Le'Veon Bell. If you would have gave Jameis Winston either one of those guys, let's say they keep Jameis Winston and give Jameis Winston Devontae Freeman, Winston will have a much better season next year. Okay, this is not the issue at all. This is not the problem. But if I'm Jameis Winston, I'm going to New England. Since Brady wants to come to Tampa Bay and take away my team, which is obvious. And it's just like I told you, right? It's obvious what's going on right now, right? Everything's been set for Tom Brady to come to Tampa Bay. I believe Tampa Bay was already trying to go after Tom Brady even last season when it ended, right? The moment that Tom Brady lost to the Titans, I believe Tampa Bay was in conversation then, talking about bringing them over, right? So they could get themselves back relevant. That's what this is about, right? Because Jameis Winston has showed himself right then and there that he's a starting quarterback. 5,000 yards for 33 touchdowns and 84.3 passer rating. He's way better than Kirk Cousins. I'm going to tell you that now, man. Winston is better than a lot of quarterbacks. He's better than Kirk Cousins, right? This is better than Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay? Like I said, this is better than Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo is just where he is now because the 49ers got a better squad. And they have a better head coach, right? But Jameis Winston is better than Andy Dalton. Okay? He's done better than Mitch Trubisky. He's even better than Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz ain't never got no 5,000 yards since he played Philadelphia, right? Nick Foles, I told you, was the one who gave Philadelphia their success. Not him. Jameis Winston is pretty much he's the equivalent to a Donovan McNabb. So let's say if I'm Bill Belichick, I'm taking Jameis Winston and making him the next Donovan McNabb or Randall Cunningham, right? Or even Dante Culpepper. I'm making him one of those guys, right? I believe with the New England Patriots, Jameis Winston could look like an MVP. He'll look like a Pro Bowler again. No doubt, Jameis Winston with the New England Patriots, they're going back to the playoffs. And plus, this is what Jameis Winston has over Tom Brady. Jameis Winston can also run, right? He can actually scramble. Okay, he can do things that Tom Brady can't do. The problem with Jameis Winston, he's on the Buccaneers, who have been horrible over the last 15 years. Okay, But put Jameis Winston on the New England Patriots with Bill Belichick, especially because this is Bill Belichick who knows how to draft quality players. He makes third and second street guys look like Hall of Famers, like he did for Julian Edelman, right? Aaron Hernandez, Rob Gronkowski, all these guys, right? Now, which brings me back to my other video right now. For those who watch my WWE video on when I talked about what WWE needs to do, that needs to change to make themselves better, and I showed you the lineup card they have for WrestleMania. Now, Rob Gronkowski is the host of this year's WrestleMania, right? Now it's in Tampa Bay. I'll be one of the reasons. I'm sticking to my theory, right? One of the reasons why Tom Brady chose to go to Tampa Bay is because Rob Gronkowski is the host of WWE. This gives Tom Brady a chance to continue to promote himself, right? This gives Tom Brady a chance to try to get another fan base on the side since his time in New England is gone, right? This is Tom Brady who wants to continue to stay relevant. That's why he's doing this. It's obvious right now. Tom Brady planned on doing this, man. When he found out that Rob Gronkowski is going into WWE and becoming the host of WrestleMania, Tom Brady then chose Tampa Bay as his landing spot because, again, there was other places he could have went that was way better than Tampa Bay, right? And again, now Tampa Bay don't have a bad team. They're just not Super Bowl ready, right? Because I told you, man, the problem with Tom Brady, he's going to Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 42. And Tom Brady would have went when he was like 37, 36 years old. This would be a different story. But again, Brady is trying to remain relevant, okay? That's just what it is. This guy is trying to remain young. This is an old man that's trying to still be cool. That's trying to remain young, right? Brady has saw the success of Ryan Tannehill, right? That beat him, who's younger than him, right? This guy's looking at Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. He's trying to stay relevant, right? That's all this is. And I would not be surprised if Tom Brady makes a guest appearance at WrestleMania, of this year's WrestleMania, right? Like I told you in my other video, right? There's a chance we're gonna see Tom Brady show up to either April 5th or April 4th or April 5th, right? Since WrestleMania is 2 nights, Tom Brady may show up in either one of those days, right? And be in the crowd, and you go see Rob Gronkowski go right to Tom Brady and start interviewing, right? And of course, Rob Gronkowski gonna tell Tom Brady, gonna talk about his time with the Buccaneers and what he plans on doing next year, right? He's gonna interview him, right? Or Rob Gronkowski might even call Tom Brady up to the ring, right? I wouldn't be shocked if that happens, right? Because Tom Brady thrives on the spotlight. He's been in the spotlight all these years, right? This guy's been the poster child for the NFL. So again, he wants to remain relevant. Because Brady knows this is no longer his league no more, right? Patrick Mahomes just showed you that. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, they just showed you what time it is, right? And look at Nick Foles, look at Jared Goff, right? Look at Jimmy Garoppolo, all these young quarterbacks that's going to these Super Bowls, right? Brady knows his time is up, right? This no longer is going to be his league anymore. So that's what Tom Brady's trying to do. He's trying to remain relevant, right? At 42 years old, he's trying to get people to stay on his side, right? Because I'll be honest, man, Tom Brady was the most hated quarterback. He's been the most hated quarterback, right? In the last 15 years, he's been the most hated quarterback because of Patriots, right? Because everybody accuses the Patriots of cheating and all this other stuff, right? All this negativity going to New England. Now what y'all gonna do? What y'all got to say about Tom Brady now he's in Tampa Bay, right? I told you, man, this man is don't need to be here no more, right? Because I'm gonna be honest, man, Brady is more vulnerable to injury now than ever. What happened to him in 2008 when the Chiefs injured him, he was out for the season, can actually happen now more than ever. Because I'm telling you right now, man, the NFC got dogs over there, right? They got dudes who ain't playing, man, who can hurt Brady. You're in the NFC South, one of the most toughest divisions in football over the last 10 years. We see Atlanta and Carolina each go to the Super Bowl, right? We saw the New Orleans Saints in the NFC Championship game, right? It's a very tough division, right? You got Todd Gurley over there in Atlanta now, right? Even Atlanta has made a couple of moves. You got Teddy Bridgewater and the Panthers also signed P.J. Walker from the XFL, right? The dude who played for the Houston's XFL team, the Rednecks. He's also the Roughnecks, excuse me. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, y'all. The Roughnecks, excuse me. I don't know why they call themselves the Roughnecks. That name sounds too relatively close to the other name, right? Yeah, he's over there with the Roughnecks. Yeah, the Houston Roughnecks. That's where he's at. He's over there with the Houston Roughnecks. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why they chose that name. That name sounds too close to the other to the RED name, right? But anyway, yeah, you got P.J. Walker from the Houston XFL team, the Roughnecks. So you got them, and I ain't lying. PJ Walker is a solid quarterback. I watched him ball out in the XFL. That guy was really good, hella good, man. He was super good. Matter of fact, if the XFL would have went to the championship, the Roughnecks would have been there, right? The Houston Roughnecks would have been to the they would have been to the XFL championship, right? If the XFL would have never got canceled and they would have had a championship game, it would have PJ Walker would have probably been the MVP of the league, because I believe the Roughnecks was literally undefeated. They were like 6-0 or something like that, right? The Houston's XFL team. So now they got two solid quarterbacks down there. You got PJ Walker and now you got Teddy Bridgewater, right? From Carolina. So that team can actually ball out. For real. Cam Newton is actually gone. They don't want Cam Newton there no more. It's obvious, right? Cam Newton is basically out the building. And Cam Newton don't want to leave. He wants to stay there, right? He really wants to be there, but no, man, they let him go. Like, nah, bro, they don't want him there no more, because I believe he got injury problems. But even then, man, the problem with Carolina, and this is the reason why Cam Newton got banned up, they ain't got no line. Cam Newton has absolutely no help at all. No receivers, right? They don't, like, their running back, they got older, right? I think it was DJ Fluker or something like that. They or Foster. They run him, they don't got no rush. Well, they got Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, Christian McCaffrey's probably the only thing they got, right? Yeah, the backup is the other guy, but they got Christian McCaffrey. But that's not enough, right? They running Christian McCaffrey to the ground over there already. That's the problem, man. Cam Newton ain't got no receivers. He got no offensive line, right? That's why they're struggling. So Cam Newton's got banged up because the Panthers will draft him no help. Okay? But anyways, man, yeah, so Brady's already in a tough division. This is not the NFC East, right? Again, man, when Brady was over the NFC East, the league was one-sided. Let's just be honest, man. The NFC has been way more competitive than the AFC. Again, let's look at the last, 20 years, right? Look how many NFC teams you've had in the Super Bowl that have actually went that are different, right? Because you didn't get the same matches, right? This is not like NBA where you had Cleveland and you had Golden State for 4 years in a row, right? The NFC has had Tampa Bay, right? You had this team go back to 2002, right? You had them. You had the Philadelphia Eagles. You had the Seattle Seahawks, right? You had the Chicago Bears. The Rams twice in that decade, right? In the early 2000s, 99, and you had 2000, you had the Rams, right? You had the New Orleans Saints, Seattle Seahawks. You have the Atlanta Falcons, right? The Atlanta Falcons. The New York Giants have went twice, okay? The Carolina Panthers made at least 2 Super Bowl appearances in the last 15 years, right? In the early 2000s. And then just 2 years ago, you had the Rams, right? You had the Rams again. The LA Rams, the Rams now in Los Angeles. So that just finally gets back to the Super Bowl, right? You had Nick Foles, the Philadelphia Eagles, right? And now this year you have the Niners at least twice. So again, you have different combinations of teams. Whereas the AFC, all you really had on AFC, you had New England, right? Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Indianapolis. It's really only been them 4 teams, right? With the exception of KC last year. But KC members, this is a KC ain't been there in 50 years. Besides KC, right? KC don't count because they just now been here. This is the first time, right? But like before Mahomes and Andy Reid got there, right? Again, it's just been New England, Baltimore, right? Pittsburgh, and Indianapolis. Because the Jets and Colts couldn't do it, right? You just had them 4 teams, and that's just been it. For like the last 20 years, it's just been them 4, right? Where the NFC has had a variety of different teams show up, right? So that should let you know what time it was. Tom Brady has one-sided league all the time, but now you don't have that no more. You're not under Bill Belichick's protection anymore. Okay? So I'm just letting you know that now. Right? I'm just being very honest. Okay? Like, I don't know why he went over there. Because if Brady gets injured, man, there goes Tampa Bay's investment. I'll tell you right now, if Tom Brady gets a dislocated arm, a dislocated shoulder, or he tears a ligament, right? Because as you can see right here, this man is really wearing leg braces, right? This man's taken a beating in the last 18 nights. This man been playing for 20 years, okay? So his shins are very fragile at this point in the stage, right? His knees, man. This man got bad legs, man, bad knees. And I'm gonna tell you this right now too, man. Nowadays in today's football, you need a mobile running back, right? You need a quarterback that can run like a running back. You need a mobile quarterback, okay? Lamar Jackson Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Teddy Bridgewater, right? Even Cam Newton, right? That can run. Aaron Rodgers could also get out of there, right? You need those type of quarterbacks. Those quarterbacks are taking over, right? Well, Michael Vick, the type of style Michael Vick has started, you know what I'm saying? This is what's taking over. We've seen this with Colin Kaepernick. We've seen this with Tim Tebow. We've seen this with whatchamacallit, right? The dude from Texas A&M, Johnny Manziel. These scrambling QBs are taking over. Even PJ Walker, like I told you, from Houston, right? The Roughnecks, he's a scrambler too. He got wheels. These quarterbacks are what's taking over now, right? This is the future of the league. Tom Brady cannot move out the pocket at all, right? This is why the Tennessee Titans was able to beat him, because Jarrell Casey then was able to sack him, right? This is why the Dolphins were able to beat him, because the Dolphins had pass rushers. Brady is vulnerable inside the pocket more than ever. He does not have the agility no more. He can't run, all right? This man got bad. This man legs. This man has taken a beating, right? This man's legs is fragile now. If Brady gets a broken leg or a tore ACL or ligament, that's it. His career is completely over. And the doctors go tell Brady not to play no more. Right? This is what I'm saying, man. The money you paid Brady, you could have kept Jameis Winston. You could have got you Devontae Freeman and draft you some more linemen, right? You could get you another pass rusher, right? You had other money you could have won. I would never spend money on Brady. Brady don't need to be playing no more. Because I do not want to see Tom Brady go out with an injury and be done for the rest of his career, right? For somebody who's won 6 Super Bowls, right? It's been a multi-time Pro Bowl and already a first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't want to see him go out like that at all. I'm sorry. I don't want to see Brady go out with an injury like that. But in the NFC, he's begging for it. Because I'm telling you right now, man, Tom Brady is not finna dominate like he was the last 20 years. It's not finna happen, right? This still doesn't make Buccaneers a championship contender because, again, you got to go through Minnesota. You got to go through San Francisco, who's still got a solid squad. Green Bay is still competitive. Dallas now has Mike McCarthy. Redskins got Ron Rivera, right? Look at the NFC. The NFC has gotten that much better. Okay, New Orleans still got a solid team. Even though Drew Brees, I told you got to go to, they still got weapons. You still got Alvin Kamara down there, right? You still got Thomas over there. You got Marcus Lattimore. Even though I feel the defense did change, New Orleans is gonna still be competing, right? Detroit Lions are getting better. You got Matt Patricia, right? Tom Brady got to go, and even then, the Bears got Nick Foles down there. Nick Foles may do better with the Bears than he would with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, Bears is a better franchise than Jacksonville by far, right? So again, you got all these guys you got to worry about now. Tom Brady finna have a very hard time. Yeah, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense is not bad. Like I told you, they don't have a bad offense, okay? But the problem is him, right? Because again, they're banking on these next 2 seasons, right? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are banking on the fact that Tom Brady can get them to a Super Bowl, which I doubt is going to happen. So they're invested in, right? If Brady gets caught with an injury, this man, if he gets hurt at his age, this man going to be out for at least 9 or 10 games. And they don't have a backup quarterback. I'm being very honest. They only got one other quarterback on depth chart. The Buccaneers don't have quarterbacks. You only got one more guy. And I told you, man, the Buccaneers still needs to build up that team. You need a running back down there. You just let go Gerald McCoy. He's with Dallas now, so you got to find you another pass rusher. The Buccaneers still need more pieces to put around. They're not ready yet. I would rather Buccaneers get to Super Bowl with a younger quarterback that's Mahomes or Lamar Jackson's age, not Brady. Because Brady don't want to let go, right? There's more to life than football. You got a wife, you got young kids at home. This man got 2 or 3 kids to raise, and these are young kids, right? Brady has more than enough money to where he could just get on a boat and just travel, right? This dude could get on a jet plane and travel the world. If I'm Tom Brady, I'm taking a break from football, right? I would retire this year and just take the next 2 or 3 years just to be with my family and travel, right? You don't need to be here no more. This man got hundreds of millions of dollars. This man got enough money to last for a lifetime. You're done, okay? But again, that's why I told you, man. Tom Brady gonna use WrestleMania to continue to make himself relevant. He gonna use Ron Gronkowski as a promotion tool to keep him relevant, right? Because in Tampa Bay, this dude's already gonna get a big buzz right now, right? He already got Buccaneer fans back to watch a football game. He's giving Buccaneer fans hope, right? So this guy, to keep himself relevant, right, to keep himself in the spotlight, is gonna use that as a way to boost himself, right? That's all he's gonna do. He's gonna use Ron Gronkowski at WrestleMania. That's coming up on April 4th and 5th, right? He's gonna show up. He's gonna get interviewed by Rob. They're gonna make himself relevant, right? He's gonna have everybody excited to watch the Buccaneers, right? And that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna have ESPN, right? He got Fox Sports Wars. He's got First Take Undisputed, talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's what Brady's going to attempt to do, right? This is why he chose it, so he can make himself relevant. It's obvious. Because again, he could have chose the LA Chargers. He could have chose the Las Vegas Raiders. There's plenty of teams he could have went to, right? That would have been better for him. Like he could have went to anywhere else, right? He could have went to the Chicago Bears. The Bears didn't have to trade for Nick Foles. He could have went to the Bears. He could have went to other teams that even the Bears, right? The Bears or the Tom Brady would be way better than what they have now, the Trubisky, right? He could have went anywhere else. And I understand you may be tired of the cold. You getting tired of that cold weather. I get all that, right? You don't want to snow no more, right? You want to go in a warmer climate, but no, man, you too old. You're 42 years old. This is just as ridiculous as Indianapolis giving Phillip Rivers the 1-year contract. The coach definitely ain't for the win games with Phillip Rivers. I'm sorry, man. Phillip Rivers is the one can't let it go, right? Breeze, I told you that was ridiculous, right? Man, folks, that's the video, man. But that's what I believe is getting to happen, man. He's using Tampa Bay to make himself look relevant, to keep himself relevant again, right? He's using Tampa Bay to gain more fan base. Okay, that's what he's doing. Right? But but again, man, if I'm Bill Belichick, I'm taking Jameis Winston if that's the case. So Tom Brady wants to still be young, right? He wants to remain young, right? This dude wants to attempt to be the oldest quarterback to ever keep playing football. If I'm Bill Belichick, I'm going to take Jameis Winston. I'm going to make Jameis Winston a star. I'm going to make Jameis Winston a legend down in Foxborough, right? Because I believe Bill Belichick can make any quarterback look good. This dude can turn Jameis Winston's season around, and Jameis Winston can average the same stats he had, the 5,000 yards, except Jameis Winston will only have maybe 11, maybe 10 or 11 interceptions. Maybe 4 or 5, right? Under Belichick. Bill Belichick could get Jameis Winston into AFC Championship game where he's battling out Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson. I believe that could actually happen. So if I'm the Patriots, I'm going up to Jameis Winston, right? So from here on out, that's gonna be the question: who was the key to winning the Super Bowls in New England? Was it Tom Brady's skill or was it Bill Belichick's coaching, right? And was his ability to sign players? Who was really responsible for New England's success? Was it Brady or Belichick? Because I'm on Belichick, I'm going to prove that it was me. I was the one who made Tom Brady, right? I was the one who put together those squads. Tom Brady would never have gotten it if it not been for me, right? And you finna see that. Man, folks, that's the video, man. Like, subscribe, comment, man. Stay blessed, stay tuned. I'll see you soon.